The kingdom of Israel trembled, not from fear of war, but from the corruption within. Ahab the king had been ensnared. His queen Jezebel worshipped the false god Baal. Their palace was a den of idolatry. It was in this viper's nest that Athaliah was hatched. She was Jezebel's daughter, her father's pet. Athaliah learned wickedness as other children learned their alphabet. She drank deep from the poisoned well of her mother's ambition. Athaliah crossed the border into Judah, a bride offered on the altar of political expediency. Her husband was Jehoram, the king of Judah. He was weak, easily swayed. Athaliah, like a creeping vine, began to twist her venomous influence around the heart of Judah. She whispered in the king's ear, her voice a silken thread of treachery. Jehoram, blinded by her beauty and beguiled by her words, allowed the worship of Baal to seep into the holy city of Jerusalem. The stench of incense, acrid and unholy, began to rise from the high places. The people, once faithful to Yahweh, the one true God, were led astray. Athaliah, her eyes glittering with cold triumph, watched as Judah began to stumble. She had tasted power in her mother's court, now she craved it for herself. She would rule Judah not as queen consort, but as queen in her own right. Betrayal was her weapon, and she wielded it with ruthless precision. Athaliah's ambition knew no bounds, her heart a cauldron of dark desires, but power once tasted is never enough. Her downfall was inevitable, a tragic end to a tale of ambition and betrayal. Athaliah's reign ended in blood and tears, a dark legacy etched in history. The kingdom of Judah, left in turmoil, would never forget the serpent's daughter. Death, a frequent visitor in those days, came for Jehoram. Athaliah saw opportunity in her husband's demise. Her son Ahaziah ascended the throne. He was but a boy, a puppet whose strings she would pull, but fate, it seemed, had other plans. Ahaziah, following in his father's footsteps, was slain. The throne stood vacant. Athaliah, her heart a knot of ambition and fear, saw her chance slipping away. A chilling decree echoed through the palace halls. Athaliah, her voice like ice, ordered the execution of all royal heirs. Her own grandchildren were not spared. The cobblestone courtyards ran red with the blood of innocents. The stench of death, heavy and cloying, hung in the air. Athaliah, draped in the finery of her stolen position, ascended the throne. She had won, but at what cost? The kingdom, stained by the blood of her kin, would never be truly hers. If you want to uncover more dark tales of power and betrayal, like and subscribe for future content. The people of Judah, aghast at the queen's barbarity, whispered in hushed tones. Fear like a shroud blanketed the land. How could they defy this monster who had seized their throne? Hope, it seemed, had been extinguished. Unknown to Athaliah, a flicker of defiance still burned. Deep within the temple, hidden from the queen's murderous gaze, a child lived. Jehoiada, the high priest, a man of unwavering faith, had spirited away Joash, the infant son of Ahaziah. For 6 long years, Jehoiada became the boy's protector, his teacher, his surrogate father. He watched as Joash grew, instilling in him the tenets of their faith, the laws of their God. He spoke of Athaliah's treachery, of her blood-soaked reign. He prepared the young prince for the day he would reclaim his birthright. Witness the rise of Joash and the fall of Athaliah. Subscribe and stay tuned for the next chapter in this epic saga. Jehoiada rallied the priests and temple guards to reveal Joash, the rightful heir. Athaliah entered the temple, her footsteps echoing. All eyes turned to the young boy beside Jehoiada. "Treason!" Athaliah shrieked, but it was too late. The people, inspired, rose up. The temple guards seized Athaliah, ending her reign. She was dragged away, her screams drowned by cheers. Justice was served. Joash was crowned, and the people returned to worship. Athaliah's legacy was washed away by waters of renewal. Like and subscribe for more historical stories.